Orange Junior Women's League Public Issues Committee, which is back in our kitchen, and providing you with such wonderful cookies and coffee. And thank you, ladies. As you can see, there's plenty, so please help yourself. If you haven't already registered, we have some great baskets at our league table. No cost, just put your name in the basket. We will be drawing for those at the end of the meeting. Now if you'll stand, we'll have a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. At this time, I'd like to introduce our League of Women Voters President, Jan Harper. Jan.
Again, thank you all for coming today. We do enjoy getting all of local candidate information out to all of the voters. As part of our mission of the League of Women Voters is to educate the community on voting rights, voting issues, and candidate information. So again, thank you for coming. I'm going to read the rules of our candidate forum. The format for the event will follow all league guidelines. Each candidate will be allowed 2 minutes for an opening statement. Order of presentation was determined by a random draw. We have timekeepers in the front. The timekeepers will provide warnings at 30 seconds, at 15 seconds, and then when time is up. Handwritten questions will be generated from the audience during the forum. You were given cards when you came in. If you weren't, kind of just put your hand up, we can get you a card. A bipartisan committee consisting of members of the League of Women Voters of Trumbull County will screen the questions for appropriateness, libel, and slander. Duplicate or related questions may be combined. Committee members will not be related to any candidate. The moderator will ask all of the questions, so those questions will be passed to the moderator to ask. Then each candidate will have 1 minute to answer the question or continue to respond to a previous question. Candidates will rotate on the questions, and a draw of numbers will determine who will participate first. The moderator's ruling is final in distribution of questions. For closing, each candidate will have 2 minutes for closure. Order of that presentation was determined by random draw. Additional information. In fairness to others, only candidates may participate. No stand-in or substitutes are permitted. The moderator will read a brief explanation of in a candidate's absence at the candidate's request only. Candidates arrived at, I'll skip that part, I'm sorry. Timekeepers are utilized, and candidates that are welcome have displayed their information in the back. Many candidates have brought information. You're welcome to peruse that after. And to authenticate and for the protection of all participants involved, the forum will be recorded and posted in its entirety on YouTube. So we will be recording this today. With that, we will get started. I would like to introduce the first Vice President of the League of Women Voters of Trumbull County, Charlotte Maloney, and she'll be our moderator for today.
Good morning. I am Charlotte Maloney, the first Vice President of the League of Women Voters of Trumbull County, and I will be moderating the event this morning. I hope everyone has had their coffee and cookies. The League is a trusted, nonpartisan political organization. Our members do the hands-on work to safeguard democracy. While we never endorse a candidate, we are directly involved with shaping the important issues to keep our communities strong. As a League of Women Voters member, I have the opportunity to contribute in a leadership role such as this one that has a great impact on local, state, and even national issues. If you are interested in learning about the League and how you can make a similar impact, I would encourage you to pick up some of the League's information available at the table or visit our website, Facebook page, or Twitter page. Throughout its 90-year-plus history, the League has been a voice for sound government practices. We want everyone to vote and be confident that their vote will count, but we also want voters to be informed. This commitment will prevail in this century and beyond. As you watch and listen to this debate, think ahead. Ask yourself which issues are most important to you and jot down what you'd like to learn from each of the candidates. I hope everyone has filled out a question card and we have people that will pick them up and turn them into our screeners. Are the candidates answering the question? Pay attention to how the candidates answer the questions. Are they specific, sincere, knowledgeable? Keep track of topics. Are the candidates being asked about your priority issues? Are the questions fair and pertinent? Talk it out afterwards. Talk about the debate with your friends and family. Did the debate sway your decision? Did you learn something new about the candidates' positions? And vote this November 6th. It is your best opportunity to make your voice heard and help shape the issues that affect all of us. Be sure to pick up your voter information guide before you leave or visit vote411.org to prepare yourself. Again, each candidate will have 2 minutes for an opening statement, 1 minute each to respond to the question, and a 2-minute closing statement. Let's begin our forum with our first candidates running for the office of Trumbull County Commissioner. By the random draw, it will be Mr. Polipka and Mr. Hall. And for a brief of what the county commissioners do. The Trumbull County Commissioners are the general administrative body for county government. They are the county government taxing, budgeting, appropriating, and purchasing authority. They hold titles to county property. Commissioners also have a myriad of other responsibilities, including hearing and ruling on annexations, road vacations, approving drainage improvements through the petition of ditch process, establishing water and sewer districts, and making improvements, providing for solid waste disposal, and approving tax abatements. Commissioners also appoint department heads of offices for which they have responsibility. The 911 Center, Office of Elderly Affairs, Purchasing Department, Human Resources Department, Trumbull County Sanitary Engineer Water Sewer Accounting Department, Job and Family Services, Child Support Enforcement Agency, Maintenance Department, Vehicle Maintenance Department, Building Inspection, and Dog Kennels, and also served on some boards such as the Board of Revision, County Records Commission, Data Processing Board, and the Planning Commission. It is the non-statutory duties of the county commissioners that make them different from the other county elected officials. They must take a broad view of actions necessary to make the county a better place to live and work. They are active in promoting public-private partnerships in human services, economic development, health, and infrastructure development. They also take an active role in improving the environment, promoting job training programs, and improving agriculture in their counties. With that, Mr. Polipka.
Thank you. I'm going to keep within my time limit, Mr. Sherman. First of all, I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters for sponsoring this here today. It's an honor for me to be here. It's an honor for me to have served you the past 4 years. I want to continue to move our county in a positive direction. My priorities will mirror the accomplishments of my first 2 terms in office, because the future will be greatly determined by how we address these issues. Fiscal responsibility. There's not been a tax increase in 8 years in sales tax while serving as your county commissioner. We balance the budget by being frugal with your hard-earned tax dollars of Trumbull County's families. This has been achieved without a single county layoff also. Not all counties can count this amongst one of their accomplishments. Continuation of quality county services. I chaired the committee when we hired Mr. Miller from the Planning Commission, and I also chaired the committee when we hired Mr. DeHonstrick with 911. Over the next 3 years, Trumbull County will save over $3 million in taxpayers' money because of our 911 leadership now already cookies at the helm, and that's going to save with collaboration and bringing the services together. At the same time, economic development has been a top priority of mine. We've worked very closely over the past 8 years. We've put more sewers in the ground than any other county commissioner board in the history of Trumbull County. we've obtained $50 million in grants. 47, to be exact, 47,849,000 has been put in the ground and under construction. We've helped with the Port Authority, we've helped with Anderson DeVos, Kellogg's, a lot of different companies, and I'd like to continue to serve as your county commissioner. I have 15 seconds left, so I'll be quick, but I need your help. Thank you, God bless you.
Mr. Hall. And at this time, I'd also like to remind the candidates to speak loudly. I guess there are some issues with that.
Good morning. I'm John Hall, running for Trumbull County Commissioner. A little bit about me. I'm from Hubbard Township. I raise chickens. I'm married to my high school sweetheart, going on 15 years now. She's in the back here. Got 3 wonderful kids. The reason I'm running is I want to bring a little bit of accountability, put the citizens above the party. We need to seek out and remedy some situations to avoid future lawsuits and scandals, which we're currently under. I'd like to keep the public informed of what's going on. Thomas Jefferson said, an informed citizenry is the only true repository of public will. Well, we need to make information more accessible and more timely. That way the citizen can make an informed decision and basically tell us what to do. You're the boss. You need to tell us what you want done. I fully believe that had the citizens known about the court consolidation in a timely fashion, it would have happened. It wouldn't have been delayed like it was. As far as the savings, it would have been about $1 million over 5 years. Speaking of savings too, is the Port Authority, the Tourism Bureau. My opponent in the paper the other day agreed that the results aren't what they should be, and that the director needs to be replaced. I think the whole agency needs to be replaced. I think we could do it with the Chamber of Commerce, and as far as the tourism, various civic organizations, they could do it cheaper, faster, and better. My goal would be to not only maintain current tax levels, but do everything we can to decrease them. We've got to make do what less government should too. Thank you. I'm John Hall.
For our first question, Mr. Hall will go first. The question is the same to both each candidate. The first question is, if elected, how do you plan to restore the confidence of the public in the Commissioner's ability to properly oversee such things as senior services and sewer districts?
Basically, we need a little more oversight. The problems we had, like with the scope, and that is basically nobody was really minding the store. They were pretty much doing their own thing over there, and until there was a problem, nobody stepped in. As for the sewer thing, I mean, we got to admit they've been putting in sewers. It's been with the consent agreement that these sewers had to be put in, but they were put in, and I really have nothing to say about that. I wish I did.
Okay, first as far as its scope, number one, the county commissioners does not oversee scope. Okay, they have their own board of directors. They did come to the senior service levy for funding. We put together, I used to be chairman of the community development block grant money in Warren. And the best way that I thought when I became a commissioner with the Citizens Advisory Committee, was put together a group of people from all facets of Trumbull County, Newton Falls, Kinsman, all over the county on this board. A few that has served on Community Development Block Grant in the city of Warren as well. And if you have a proposal, you go through that board, they make recommendations to the county commissioners, and probably 95% of the time, we take those under advisement and usually approve them. At the same time, we could have not put it together a Citizens Advisory Committee. I think this is the best way. It's accountability. There hasn't been any scandals since I've been as a county commissioner. There was prior to it. We put safeguards in, and our county is definitely moving in the right direction.
With this question, Mr. Polipko will go first. The question is, if elected, what are your plans to ease the burden of overinflated property values and taxes that are currently being collected on homes in the county?
Well, first of all, the proper process, if you feel that your taxes are too high, there's a review board, that you file a complaint and ask them to look at that through the auditor's office. The auditor's office handles the appraisals and everything of that nature. So that would be the proper route to go. As far as a plan to lower taxes on that, there's really no plan in the process, but I think that to maintain them at the current level is the main thing for the proper service.
One thing that if you go to the auditor's site, there's a paper there. If you're an owner or occupant of your house, you can get your property tax decrease. So that's already available. By consolidating services, maybe doing some shared services with different townships and stuff that they, obviously with their cooperation, we could save some money there. And like I said, I think the Port Authority can be replaced, and we could save money there. We missed a golden opportunity with this court consolidation, and you're looking at probably another 10, 20 years before we can do it again. But through different things like that, just common sense things, we can try to reduce what the county spends, and by reducing what the county spends, we can reduce the taxes. Now we've got the fracking coming in, and that's going to expand the tax base. And using that money, we can also probably, by spreading it out, we can decrease what everybody has to pay.
Question 3 with Mr. Hall going first. How do you feel about combining the funding for the Trumbull County Developmentally Disabled Board and the Children's Services Board?
As I spoke of consolidation, there's several social service agencies that fall under the county that are funded through the Commissioner's office. I think they pretty much provide the same services, just to different people. We could probably combine several of them to save us some money, not just the two. And I would like to see that happen. As I said, if they're providing the same service, just a different clientele, then it's basically a duplication of services, and it's somewhere where we can save some.
That was the consolidation of children's service. Can you repeat the question?
Yes. The question is, how do you feel about combining the funding for the Trumbull County Developmentally Disability Board and the Children's Services Board?
Well, first of all, I think that I requested about children's combined with the job family services. Because some counties throughout the state of Ohio, we did some research, some counties have one agency on that. The auditor thought with the levy money and everything, I just ran into some roadblocks on that, but I did bring that up on the consolidation of the children's services and job family services. It's still an open issue. We're still looking at that. As far as the disability board, I think they run a good ship over there. We need to look at that. I don't know how you mix disability with children's services, but it's something that could be looked at.
Our final questions for the commissioners will begin with Mr. Polipka. The question is, with the unemployment rate in Trumbull County projected to drop to the lowest rate in a generation, what are the long-range plans you would like to implement to ensure the viability, prosperity, and stability of the area?
Well, first of all, we have a job and family services one-stop that works closely with our small businesses. We have, since I became a commissioner, one of my top goals was to make Trumbull County more business-friendly. We don't have the complaints of our building department that we used to, because when we hired and we asked that if there's a law, we want you to go, not break the law, but we want you to work with Trumbull County businesses to make it as business-friendly and friendly with them as possible. And the building director has a lot of discretion. And also all of our department heads to be as business-friendly as possible. And I think we have a different atmosphere in the county. I think we're moving forward and I continue to have a business-friendly atmosphere to work with businesses and continue to offer incentives so that we have more employment in our area. Thank you.
I think we should go to the people who actually know how to run a business. We should go to National Federation of Independent Business, Chamber of Commerce, people who've actually went out and run a business, not people who've done it in theory. My opponent, he's run a business, so he knows, but a lot of these state, city, federal agencies, whatnot, nobody there has ever run a business. But they're supposed to be the experts. I think we could bring in these organizations and, let them tell us what makes us business friendly, not what we read in the book, not what is theory, but what actually works. And with I brought up the fracking industry coming in. With that coming in, we're going to attract residents, and by attracting residents, we can attract different other services and attractions to this area.
Now we'll have our 2-minute closings. First with Mr. Polipka.
Thank you very much. Again, I ask you for your support here today, your friends and family. If you've had enough of progress in this county, I ask you to continue the route we're going. If you've had enough of sewers, $47 million of sewers being put in the ground, $25 million obtained by grants, okay? When I was on the chairman of the personnel committee for the building, we hired someone not tied to anybody, non-political, to try to get as many grants in our county, and we're moving in the right direction. If you've had enough of the bike trail over 10 miles built while Dan Polipka was a commissioner, if you've had enough of the yurts that we tried to get catnip, but we were successful in getting yurts out of Mosquito Lake, if you've had enough of a different environment in Trumbull County of being business friendly, if you've had enough of our department heads having a renewed look, okay, then I ask you, if you've had enough of that good positive direction, I ask that you continue that way. One other thing I just wanted to mention, with my construction background, when I first took office, the health department, remember the black mold? We saved over $1 million right there, okay? The fellow commissioners wanted to move, lease a building. We fixed the problem. We had them look at the downspouts. We put a backflow preventer on the health department. There is no mold. They're still in the same building, okay? I'm very frugal. I negotiate everything from anything. From when I'm staying at a hotel, I negotiate the best price. It's in my blood. I'm Hungarian and Slovak on my dad's side. I'm Scottish and Irish on my mom's. It's just in me. And I feel that I spend your money the same way I spend my own. And I just ask you to join me for cooperation, for continued progress in our county. And I thank you, and God bless you.
Well, first, I'd like to thank my opponent for using my catch line so much. It keeps it in people's
I
minds.
had to do that,
I'd have done it if I were you. Well, my opponent said when he was up here that his goals for the next 4 years would mirror that of the last 8. So, if you're happy with everything the county is doing right now, then he's your man. If you want something to change, you want actually to, reduce your tax burden, you want somebody in there who's gonna put you over the government, over their own political party, then I would be the guy. As I said, my tagline is "had enough," because I talk to more and more people, and they have. You can't even get people to answer a question down there. I went to a CSB meeting and was told to my face by Attorney Letson there that we don't answer questions from the public. This is the mindset you want at the county, and that's what we've got right now. Let's keep the current thing going. I want to go in there and shake things up. I want to bring the county to you instead of you having to come down to the county and find out what's going on, if you can find out. I'll use social media. I'll use the news media. Anyway, if I got to stand up on top of the county building and scream, I'll do that, so everybody knows what's going on and you can make an informed decision how you want to